Coming up on this episode of Up for Debate, we're talking modern conveniences, those small little things in your daily life that make it that much easier. We're going to discuss the ones we love and some of the conveniences we think your life might need. Plus, we recap what happened last week on the summer movie draft. Stick around, it's Up for Debate, and it's starting right now. This is Up for Debate, episode number 112, recorded May 3rd, 2018. Modern conveniences. Hello, everybody, and welcome to this episode of Up for Debate, the debate podcast where the two hosts agree on everything. I'm Sean Jennings, joined as always by our own
modern convenience dealer.
A man who makes all of our modern lives that much better, Mr. Matt Mariani. Hello, Matt.
Hey, Sean, how's it going? How are you today?
Matt, no one ever asked how I'm doing, so I appreciate that. I'm doing well. I went to the dentist today, which is not fun.
Oh, that sounds awful.
We never talked about it. What are your feelings on dentists?
I try to avoid dentists and doctor visits as much as I possibly can.
Yeah.
I don't say that as advice or a recommendation for others.
Sure.
It's just something that works for me. I try to deal with things on my own with like my own little home remedies. And
like what?
Well, I mean, like if I get a cold, I'm very much into like I wouldn't say like holistic medicine because that's not what it is, but there's a better word to describe it. I guess home remedies. I'm into very much into like the chicken soup when you're sick.
Well, that's not
chicken soup and Sprite and not taking any medicine.
Oh my God.
That's like kind of what I do. That's how I live my life.
Are you like one of those people who go on eBay and buy like the lollipop that someone with smallpox licked because you think it'll give you immunity against it?
Are people like that alive?
That's totally.
People actually do that.
It's not smallpox, but it's chicken. There are chickenpox parties where crazy parents, they bring a child with chickenpox and then they purposefully give their kids chickenpox. It's crazy.
Well, that makes sense because it's better that they get it while they're younger.
No, that doesn't.
That's true.
No,
that's 100% true.
That's bonkers. That's absolutely bananas.
Chickenpox is bananas. That's what's banana. I had the chickenpox. It sucked. But once you have it, it's like a rite of passage. You get it, and then you never have to do it. What I am against, though, is those parents that give their kids the chickenpox vaccine, and then the kid ends up getting the chickenpox anyway because the vaccine's not 100% effective.
Well, yeah, but not any.
Like, why are you trying to cheat the system here? Just give the kid chickenpox.
Oh my God!
Let him get the chickenpox. Let him get it. It's not that big a deal. He's just itchy for a couple days. I forgot all about the chickenpox until you just brought it up. Actually, that's kind of weird.
You know, Matt, this is a great way for us to finally see podcast success, is to get into that lucrative alternative medicine market. Because we know just about as much as all of those people.
We could start selling health crystals.
Yes, and like brain supplement powders.
Mood rings.
Yeah, totally.
Hypnosis.
Yep.
Have you ever been hypnotized, Sean?
I have, no, I have not been hypnotized. No, but I do have a fun story about, it's not that fun, but I took I don't think it was technically called psychology, but it was like a psychology class in high school my senior year. And we each had to present on an element of psychology towards the end of the year, and I chose hypnosis. And I thought, it can't be that hard to hypnotize somebody, right? So I'll hypnotize somebody during the class, during my presentation. But it takes like a while to get someone hypnotized. You need like 30 minutes, an hour to get someone hypnotized. However, stage performers use a rapid form of hypnosis that turns out is very difficult to do. So I took a volunteer from the audience, and very embarrassingly, the way it works just very loosely is you kind of confuse the mind, and then you very quickly like try to snap them into hypnosis, and it can work. I mean, stage hypnosis, they do that all the time. And when I tried to do it, it mostly just startled and concerned everyone in the class because they didn't know I was going to do it. And it did not work, and it was very embarrassing. Because I hyped it up. I really hyped it up. I had never done it, never even practiced, and I just watched YouTube videos and said, it cannot be that hard. And it absolutely did not work at all.
That was the early days of YouTube, too.
It was.
Mm.
And I just was like, yeah, and if it had worked, she would have been hypnotized. So, like, I did everything right. It just, she's not a good subject.
So was she just standing there being like waiting for something for her to? Then she was just like, "No, I'm not gonna lift my arm up above my head like
No.
whatever they do when you're hypnotized."
No, she just stared at me like, what are you doing?
Oh,
It was an abject failure. Have you ever been hypnotized, Matt?
I have not. I don't ever want to be
Would you
hypnotized.
know
That
if you'd
sounds
been
horrifying.
hypnotized, though?
What?
Would you know if you had been hypnotized?
I don't know. Do they people not have recollection? I guess that is a thing. Like they just kind of wake up and they're like, "What happened?"
Yeah. So
That
maybe
whole thing. I don't know. Part of me thinks it's a hoax. Like it's like people are planted. Like
we
and
need to
it's
do a
all
whole
like
episode where we just take established medical things and be like, I don't think that's real. I don't think.
I think we should talk about hypnosis though in a future episode. That might be cool.
Well, what about it that you don't think it's a thing?
Oh no, I believe in the power of suggestion. I think that it's a very powerful tool, and I think a lot of people use it for different ways. For example, marketing, like getting people to buy things or convincing them to go places. But I don't know about the stage hypnosis. I think the stage hypnosis and therapeutic hypnosis are two different
Oh,
things, and I
sure.
think that the stage hypnosis is very theatrical and very much that one. I don't know if I'm not 100% convinced that on its legitimacy. The therapeutic hypnosis, I think that's more about getting someone to believe what they want to believe.
Yeah. Yeah, sure. No,
Yeah.
I get that. And by the way, you will never see me at a like stage hypnosis show because that terrifies me. That
Yeah.
absolutely, I at 0% chance that would ever happen. But Matt, I promise we can talk about hypnosis on this show if you agree. I will send you because they have you ever heard of self hypnosis?
No.
They're,
How does
they're
that work?
they're tapes you put in. Well, they're probably not tapes anymore. They're MP3s you play. And you follow the guided things and you relax yourself and you can self hypnotize.
Are you going to get yourself like? Are you trying to get yourself to do stupid things
No, it's more just
like
for
stage hypnosis?
relaxation and like quitting smoking and stuff like don't chew your fingernails type that level of hypnosis.
Oh, okay. Like meditative hypnosis.
Sure, but with like light suggestion about don't you need to exercise more and the lose weight type, those kind of things. If you agree to give it a shot, then we can talk about hypnosis on the show because that would be
Okay.
hilarious.
That's a deal.
Okay,
That's a deal. I'll give it a shot.
good. Good. We'll hypnotize. And if folks out there, if you have any suggestions of things you'd like Matt to do under hypnosis, let me know. Up for debate at tv@gmail.com. We'll put you under.
That should be fun.
Now, Matt, last week we did the 2018 Summer Movie Draft. The Summer Movie League has kicked off. Can you believe it?
It seems like only yesterday I was the reigning champion
It was a long
of
time
the
ago.
movie league. Mm.
A very long
Yeah,
time ago.
that gap is widening. That
Yes.
gap between the my winning season.
Well, we've never had back-to-back winners in the league. So,
No, it's true. True statement.
yep. So it'll be interesting. We did the draft. The episode's now live. It's episode 111. You can check it out on our website at upfordebate.tv. I recommend you watch the video version on YouTube because you see the little Draftatron machine working and you get to see all of us having fun drafting. It's a great episode. We auctioned off 30 movies to what is now 5 players/teams. We've got Matt, you, Dan, Sarah, and then 2 teams, Colby and Emily, and Kaylee and Brian. And I won't go through the whole list. The whole list is available at upfordebate.tv/movies. You can check out who drafted what there. But the highlights for folks, Sarah got Avengers Infinity War out in theaters now. And that was pretty much her biggest movie, a lot of smaller stuff. Colby and Emily, in terms of their big movies, Jurassic World, Fallen Kingdom, Hotel Transylvania 3, Mission Impossible Fallout. Kaylee and Brian picked up Incredibles 2, Skyscraper, The First Purge, some other smaller stuff. Dan got Solo, A Star Wars Story, Ocean's 8, and Ant-Man and the Wasp, and a few others. And Matt, you picked up, in terms of big films, Deadpool 2 and some other things. Mamma Mia, Here We Go Again, Disney's Christopher Robin. Matt, how do you think the draft went?
For me or for everybody else?
Yeah, let's start wherever.
Okay. I thought it went fine. I mean, I'm not thrilled by the movies I ended up with, except I think Deadpool 2. I think that's gonna be pretty good. I think that everybody. I mean, it's pretty well. I think it's pretty evenly spread. I think everybody kind of has their blockbuster hits.
Yep.
And only time will tell. What's going to happen, and what's going to where the draw will be this summer.
Yep.
Obviously, you've got dependable movies like the Avengers, any kind of Marvel movie, always very much a success. And we'll just have to see. You got Solo out there, also very much a hot success. So.
Now, did anything surprise you about who drafted what or for how much? I know.
Yeah. There were certainly some surprises. I think that which one? One of them went for a lot cheaper.
Well, interesting. You actually owned the most expensive movie we drafted, which was Deadpool 2, which shocked me because there is a 0% chance it makes more than either Avengers or Solo. So, interesting that it went for that. And you're right, Matt. I think you're referring to Solo. Went for $43. Avengers went for $53, and those are going to be tight, pretty close together in terms of the box office. I think Avengers will do better, but for $43, a dollar for dollar value, great for Dan on that pickup. I was blown away that it got away for $43. I mean, Incredibles 2 went for $47, and they're pretty comparable films, and so those are good bargains right there.
Certainly. I'm surprised I was able to walk away with Mamma Mia 2 for as little as I did.
Oh, $11 isn't that
11,
cheap?
Yeah.
I mean, Colby and Emily getting Hotel Transylvania 3 for $5, that's a shocker for me. That's low for an animated kids movie. I mean, it's not going to be the biggest movie of the summer, but for $5, that's a bargain.
That was towards the end of the draft, though, wasn't it?
No, it was in the middle.
Was it?
Yep. But I think people at that point were starting to get strategic with the money because there weren't too many big movies after that. So, I mean, we drew all the big movies in the first half. So, things got funky by the time we got to the last 15 films. Sure.
Yeah, that was the first couple of picks definitely were a bloodbath.
Yep. No, I agree. We already see Sarah, first movie out, Avengers Infinity War in theaters now. It looks like it'll end this weekend towards the $450 million, which means we could see it end over 500, which even at $53 is still a pretty good value. So we'll see how that packs our Matt. Do you have any predictions who you think is going to win?
I think it's way too early to tell, but
it's never too early to speculate.
I think Dan's got a pretty good shot. I'd throw my hat on in the ring for Dan. I think the Solo movie was a good pickup. And I know he fought hard for that one and still got it at a good price. So, but again, it's still pretty early. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, every team you mentioned got one big A+ movie. So right there, you're kind of leveling the field a little bit. So then I look at, okay, what other movies do they have? I agree, Dan, Ocean's 8, Ant-Man and the Wasp, great surrounding films. And I like Colby and Emily. I like Jurassic World, Hotel Transylvania 3, and Mission Impossible Fallout are their big three. And I think that's an interesting... Jurassic World's really got to do the money the first movie did. But if it does, they're in a good spot. Mission Impossible is a real solid performer, and this one looks to be a pretty good film as well. So those are sort of my two picks at the moment. I think I agree with you. I think Dan's got the best shot, but I like Colby and Emily's shot as well. Moving forward. And even Kaylee and Brian are interesting. Incredible 2s will be big, but if we get the first Purge breaks out, Skyscraper could break out. We've seen San Andreas did good money with The Rock as well a couple years ago. Hereditary looks hot in the horror sector, so, and Sarah, by the way, I think bought the most movies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, Sarah owns the most movies in quantity, which is what helped her and Dan win over the winter. So it really could be anyone's game. You're right. There aren't any clear-cut winners. That's for sure.
Yeah, we'll have to see. I would definitely like to do some kind of like a midway point review.
Yeah.
Like halfway through the summer, just to kind of check in with everybody and see what's good. So
yeah, that would be about early July. Would put us in the middle of the number in terms of number of movies released. Probably right after Ant-Man the Wasp, the first Purge, right in there. And yeah, we'll definitely do an update here on the show. And as I mentioned, you can follow it all summer long. We update the sheet on Monday after the box office for the weekend has closed. We tweet it at Up for Debate TV on Twitter and on the website upfordebate.tv/movies. So it'll be fun to see.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Indeed. All right, Matt, do we have any other outstanding business before we get to tonight's topic at hand?
Any other outstanding business? No, I think we can just jump right in. I think that was it. Just talking about the movie draft.
Let's jump right in.
Let's jump right in.
You brought this topic to the table, and I must confess, I still don't quite understand it entirely. So I'm going to let you break down for the folks at home. Matt, what are we talking about this evening?
Okay, so when I was cooking a few days ago, I guess at this point it's a few weeks ago. Wow, how the time flies by. I was putting some mayonnaise on a sandwich, and I noticed the mayonnaise bottle was. Have you seen these mayonnaise bottles that are structured to like basically you rest them upside down?
Oh yeah, the squeezable.
The squeezable mayonnaise bottles.
Sure.
And I just thought, like, what other kinds of modern conveniences that have developed, within our own lifetimes, can we talk about on the show?
I love
it. I thought there was that, and there was also trying to think what there was another thing that was I was like, wow, this is like, imagine they didn't even have this like as little as 10 years ago. It'll come back to me, but it was another one of those like super modern type, like just like a thing that's totally unnecessary.
Yep.
But it's something that just makes life, just kind of day-to-day life, easier.
Well, while you're thinking of that, I do have an opinion on squeezable mayonnaise.
You have an opinion on it?
I don't like it.
What?
I don't like squeezable mayonnaise. Nope. I don't buy it.
What?
I buy it in the old-timey jar with the screw-off top.
Oh, God, why? What are you, some kind of caveman?
I'm an originalist, Matt. Like the founding fathers had their mayonnaise, their Hellmann's. No, the consistency of the mayonnaise in the squeezable is not the same as I like my mayonnaise thick. I like it. I like it to have some like force to it when I'm moving it around. It's too not watery, but it's too loose when you're in the squeezable. It's not the same mayonnaise. It's just not.
I think it is the same mayonnaise.
It's not. And
I think
the thing
it's
about
the same damn mayonnaise.
It's not, because if you look at if you look at something like ketchup or mustard or other things in squeezable containers, it's the same no matter what form factor you get it in. But the mayo in the squeezable is too liquidy. It's not thick. It's not creamy.
I don't know. I still think it tastes the same, though.
Oh, it does.
You don't think it has the same taste?
I agree. It has exactly the same taste, but I think
If
you put it on a sandwich, if I blindfolded you and I put it on two identical sandwiches, there is a difference.
This sounds a little bit familiar. Sounds like the toasted bread taste test. When we toasted bread,
I don't remember this.
You don't remember this? We toasted bread, and then we toasted bread. I forgot. We did something with toasted bread, and we had a contest.
I truly do not remember that.
It was like the Pepsi challenge, but with toasted bread. I don't remember the specifics of it.
I mean, it definitely sounds like something we would do, but I don't remember us doing it.
Okay. This is what yeah. The thing is, the point is, though, that all mayonnaise is the same. I've never had any mayonnaise that's tasted different from any other mayonnaise. And
Miracle Whip is definitely different.
The mayonnaise is not the star of the show. That's why it doesn't matter to me at all. I think you could have a squeezable mayonnaise. You could have a spreadable mayonnaise. I think the star of the show is definitely whatever meat you're putting it on.
Well, yeah, so. but it's even if it's not the star. Put it this way: even a background character in a movie can ruin a shot if they're doing something stupid. It's the same with your condiments on your sandwich. You know,
you don't put rotten mayonnaise on your sandwich.
No, but I do think it makes a difference. And by the way, Matt, a little off topic. Big in Europe, mayonnaise. Dipping your fries in mayonnaise. Are you a fries and mayonnaise guy?
I'm totally a fries and mayonnaise guy. I'm all for it. I think that's a great idea. I love fries and mayonnaise. I love dipping fries in ranch dressing. I think that's really good too. Yeah, I'm not gonna.
Fries and gravy. Fries and gravy are great.
Disco fries is one of the best things on the planet.
Yeah,
I love
dip fries in anything.
Oh,
did I ever tell you this story? I was in North Carolina with my manager at my last job who lived in the Netherlands, lived in Europe. Where, of course, they give you mayonnaise on the table with your fries. Like, that's just expected what you dip it in, which is always a hoot. And they give you fries at every meal, which is also a hoot. But we were going out to lunch after working in the morning, and there was a Five Guys near our office, which I'm a fan of Five Guys. And he said, we'll just get a burger. I said, that's fine. He had never been to a Five Guys. So we go to the Five Guys, and I order a burger, and I say, what do you want? He goes, I just want fries. I don't want a burger. I just want fries. I said, that's fine. I don't care. And he goes up to the man because outside of on the other side of the counter they have ketchup, they don't have mayonnaise available. And he goes up to the man at the counter, Five Guys, he goes, I want mayonnaise. And he goes, okay, and he gives him like this little tiny cup of mayonnaise. And my boss like kept explaining to him that he needs more mayonnaise, but the guy at the counter couldn't understand him, what he meant. And I knew because I'd eaten with him before, this dude fucking goes through mayonnaise like you wouldn't believe. Squeezable ain't fast enough for this guy. So I had to go up to the counter, the Five Guys employee, and be like, no, I don't think you understand. Bring me an amount of mayonnaise you would consider to be insane. That will be enough. And he brought, I kid you not, 5 of those, travel cups full of mayonnaise. Yeah. And my boss just whiffing them down, just going at it. I think he used all the mayonnaise with his fries. And of course, the funny thing at Five Guys, they give you all those extra fries. And I'm like, dude, you don't need the large. He goes, no, I'm going to get the large. I want fries. I'm like, your funeral. He was like, so many fries. It was great.
I think he might need to get a cholesterol check in his near future.
It was insane, but they're also skinny over there. I don't know how they do it, but it was.
Yeah, they bike ride like insane. Like we met a guy in Portugal from the Netherlands, and he was his avid bike rider, and he rode his bike from the Netherlands to Portugal.
Yeah,
and then was like riding his bike all over Portugal. He's like, oh yeah, I rode up and down the coast of Portugal, and I'm on holiday. And I think that's another thing too, is that like they have a lot more vacations and stuff, and they kind of enjoy life more.
Well, and they get way too much vacation, but also
that's
the thing with bicycling,
too much vacation.
They do bicycle everywhere, and that's what makes driving over there such a nightmare. Is you always have to be on constant attention, and there are all these different places you have to stop because there are bike lanes everywhere.
Now, did you drive when you went to the Netherlands?
I did. I would rent a car, and I would drive on the highways, and I would drive in the hotel we used to stay at in the city where our plant was. It was narrow cobblestone streets, not designed for cars. And then you would literally, the parking lot for the hotel was just like a little center between some buildings. And you had to pull into the most narrowest of doors to get your car through. And it was like such a nightmare. And it was all one-way streets. And it was so crazy to drive. Because all the signs are different and the rules, there are no stop signs, which is crazy to me. It's all yielding. So it's all different. Like you wait and then you wait and then you wait, but you don't never have to actually stop. Very bizarre. But it was a hoot. It was a hoot.
Yeah. Going back to the mayonnaise issue, I think that mayonnaise is good on fries. Well, that wasn't what I was going to talk about. I'm sorry, I wasn't going to talk about the mayonnaise issue. I had a question that I had thought of way back when you started talking about fries in the Netherlands. Sean, what kind of French fries do they enjoy in the Netherlands? Would you say they're like wedge fries? Are they straw fries? Or what's the style?
Shoestring fries.
Shoestring fries.
Yeah, not like the super skinny ones, but like the McDonald's style.
Exactly. That's exactly what I pictured when you were describing the shoestring. Okay. Yep. Okay. So very standard fries. Now that interests me. I would have pictured Netherlands to be a wavy fry. What are those, straw fries? I think they're called.
Yeah.
Those straw fries, they're like the crinkle cut. That's exactly what I would have pictured. That I would have thought they were a crinkle cut fry nation.
Nope, it's just those regular boring shoestring, and it's amazing because you can eat at an Italian restaurant, you can eat at a Mediterranean restaurant, you can eat at a steakhouse, and they always bring out with whatever. You can order a Caesar salad, and they will bring out a plate of fries for the table. Very incredible.
French fries very popular in the Netherlands.
Oh yes, no, it's like a national. It's like how we would give bread. Like you have bread on the table that you can eat. It's kind of like that.
Okay, communal basket of French fries.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Indisputably, the best kind of French fry, and I say indisputably because there is no contest, and I will not hear of it if there is any kind of debate or dissension, is the French fry that is circular, the ring fry. Is that what it's called? A ring French fry?
What?
French fry rings?
What are you what's a French fry ring? What are you talking about?
I just totally forgot what they're called. God damn, I just forgot what they're called. So they're curly fries. That's what they're called. Curly fries. Yes. Okay. I totally forgot that. I was thinking like disc fries. What are like disco fries? No, it's this. The curly fries are the best kind of French fries ever.
I don't know if I agree with that.
You can't do it.
They're great. They're top 3. They're hard to eat.
What? Now they're just French fries. There's nothing hard to eat about French fries.
No, the great thing about a French fry is you can eat it in any situation, right? You're driving the car, you can eat French fries. You're running a marathon, you can be eating French fries. You're an astronaut on the space station, you can be eating fries. Fries are great that way. The problem with curly fries is usually because they're long and they're heavy, they're a dense fry. I just feel they're hard to dip. They're very hard to dip because of the shape. I love a good curly fry. I don't know if I'd call it the best, though.
It's the optimal French fry. It is. What would you say is the best French fry?
I mean, I go back and forth. I don't know what it's called. It falls somewhere between a shoestring and a steak fry, like a thicker shoestring. But you got to get those, just the long, straight ones. They're perfect for dipping. They're perfect for grabbing. But I think the McDonald's style is a little too thin for me. I like them with a little more thickness. But right in that range, like a fast food fry, I think is the right style, just because of how easy it is to eat.
That's a little boring, I gotta say. That's a little bit of and you have a chance that they might end up soggy. They don't really.
I like a soggy fry.
I'm not a fan. I would say that you have a ton of better options. I would say that the crinkle cut are better. That even the steak fry is better.
I do like a steak fry.
Yeah, nice and thick. The potato.
Great for dipping.
Yeah, very optimal for dipping.
Less surface area.
Even the straw fries, I think, are just more exciting in general than a
Well,
normal.
okay, then what's the worst
like
fry?
the worst fry is the tater tot. Tater tots suck.
What? Tater tots
Yeah,
are
tater tots
great.
suck.
What are you
They
talking about? Now,
suck.
I agree that they're
They're
rarely
awful.
made well,
Mm-hmm.
but a proper tater tot is fantastic. Don't knock the tots.
No, tots are they're
Get out of
shit.
town.
I'll hand those back any day. I'll say no thanks. No
I
thanks. No tots.
no
No
the
tots.
the worst are they're not even what's the ones that are even thinner than shoestring?
Those are the straw fries, or aren't they like called straw fries or
I
something?
mean, the ones that are like practically shaved with like a cheese grater off the
Yes.
potato that are so small.
Super super thin.
And they're crispy but with no inner the soft inner part of the fry is the best part of the like if you don't have
Well, yeah,
that it's not a
those-
fry.
The fries you're describing there with the really, you might as well be eating potato chips at that
Yeah,
point.
basically just thin long potato chips. Yeah, absolutely. You're not wrong. I hate those. Don't give me those restaurant.
Well, all right. I think there's something to be said for those fries. I like them on occasion because I think that you put garlic on them. Uh,
Well, but you could do that to any fry.
you could put like crab meat on them.
But-
I think that
But
might
like
be
but like I'd
good.
much rather have that on any other kind of fry.
I don't know. I think that you could those talk about a fry that's good for dipping. It's those little thin ones
Yeah, but
that
they've
are
got
that are
nothing.
tasty.
No, because you don't get any dip on them because they're so small.
If you, that's why you take like a handful of them and you make it like a little mini like
Just give me
torch.
real. Don't do it. Come on, guys. Just get real fries. It's not hard. I feel like to me that always happens at restaurants where they upcharge you for real fries. They're like, oh, it comes with these fries, and for $1 more, we'll give you the waffle fry or the whatever the fancy fry
Waffle
is.
fries. That's
a
a
good fry.
highly underrated fry.
That's a dipping fry.
God damn. That is the I think the waffle fry rivals the curly fry. It doesn't quite
Well,
beat it,
those
but
are like
it is close.
the waffle fry and the curly fry. Those are premium fries.
Yes.
Like those aren't an everyday fry.
Those are the Cadillac of French fries.
Yeah, you're
right
really
there.
rolling in the high life with them fries.
Indeed.
It's
That is the class,
I
like the Cabernet Sauvignon of French fries.
Do you think wedges are a premium fry? With the skin
No.
still on them?
Oh, with the skin. Yes. Yes, I would say that with the skin, I would say
Nice and
that's still that would fall into that upper tier,
Yeah.
that upper echelon of French fry.
I mean, now, Matt, we're so far off topic. I don't even care because this is awesome. But
French fry black label.
what is the best fast food French fry?
There's definitely a lot of debate about this. I think we may have even covered
Did
this
we?
in an episode.
It wouldn't surprise me.
Chick-fil-A has the best French fry, the waffle fry. Chick-fil-A's waffle fry. Second, very close second is Denny's. Denny's
I've
fries
never
are
had
very
Denny's
good.
fries. I've never been to a Denny's.
You're really not
No,
missing
that's why I've
anything at
never
all.
been.
It's better than Applebee's. I will say that.
I've always been an IHOP guy. Is it better than IHOP?
No,
Oh.
it's not better than IHOP.
Oh, okay.
There's not many places that are better than IHOP.
No,
IHOP's a pretty good old
it's solid.
standby.
It's solid.
It is. It's way classier than a Waffle House. I don't know if I've ever expressed my opinion on Waffle House, Sean. I hate it. I hate everything about Waffle House. I've been in a Waffle House exactly one time, and I just don't think there's any point to them existing. I've never seen a more pointless establishment. So it's awful. Yeah, so that's my what's your favorite fast food fry?
I get a lot of shit, but I think Wendy's makes the best fast food fry, and people give me shit, but
I think you get shit for a good reason, Sean, for that, because why? All right, tell me what is good about a Wendy's fry that is better, that makes it better than Chick-fil-A?
First of all, the oil they cook it in is better. It's got the little skins on the top. They take the whole potato and they slice it. It's got the little skins on it, so it's a little bit better. I like a soggier fry. I don't want my fries too crispy. The problem with McDonald's, people always say McDonald's makes the best fries. I in my life can count maybe 3 or 4 times I've gotten perfectly cooked fries from McDonald's. They're always overcooked every time, and they're too crispy. I like a softer fry. And I just think Wendy's, the flavor, they're salted well. I just think the flavor on those, they're better fries. They're better fries. Now, if you handed me McDonald's perfectly cooked fries, I'd probably take those over Wendy's, but that never happens. Ever. Never. So I'm leaning on that.
Okay. I see you as a traditionalist.
But I like the waffle fries. I like
respect.
the Chick-fil-A waffle fries. Let me be clear. Those are good fries. The problem is Chick-fil-A's aren't everywhere. I mean, I'm talking like your go-to get them anywhere fries. Again, a premium fry. Chick-fil-A, that's a premium fry.
Yeah, that's definitely a top of the line fry. Standard. Okay, if we're talking about like peasant fries, I would say that sure, Wendy's is. Well, no, even then I would disagree with you. I would say Five Guys has better fries.
But again, that's a premium fry. That's not.
Is it a premium
fry?
I
Five Guys fries are great. Oh, those are
steak fries, but they are great. They are great, and I think that they give you so many of them too.
It's absurd. I don't know how they make any money.
They give you an ungodly amount of fries.
It's a stupid amount.
Like half the bag is filled with the fries, and you're like, this is like 3 meals right here.
I feel like
and they don't reheat, so you have to eat them all.
Oh yeah,
of course.
And I feel like it's fun the first time you went there, and now it's just kind of like inconvenient the amount of fries you have. You're just making more work.
You feel wasteful.
Oh, totally.
Like I'm wasting all these fries.
Yeah. Matt, we should probably pivot back to the topic at hand here.
Oh, that's right. We had a topic. Yeah.
Modern conveniences. Did you? I've got some conveniences to pitch. Unless you've got some you'd like to discuss.
No, you go ahead. We're kind of going in circles here, but I just remembered in the beginning of the episode I had that moment where there was like a very modern convenience that I was thinking of. It was an automatic can opener, but not the ones that we grew up with. The one that I saw was like a way more advanced. It was like it was a stupidly advanced can opener. Like it used magnets, and
the one that goes around the can.
It was just insane. It was, and it like, the only way I could describe it is that it was some kind of witchcraft that was applied to these cans.
I feel like the kitchen is a great place for modern conveniences.
Yeah, in general, I think that's definitely true. There's, thousands of appliances that you can buy. That I think Gordon Ramsay would just go nuts because he would be like, you can just use a kitchen knife for half of those at least.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, what kind of modern conveniences did you come up with?
Well, there are a lot. I think the one that has made the biggest impact on my life is Easy Pass. Electronic tolling is just miles away a better solution to that problem of paying tolls, and it's made the roadways safer and more efficient, and it's made my life more convenient and easy, and it's great. And I don't know how people lived before. Can you imagine there was a time when people would chuck change into a bucket? That's crazy.
Barbarians.
Truly barbarians. And it was funny because the last time I paid cash tolls was when we had the big moving truck. When I moved back up here, we had the big 27-foot truck with my car towed behind it. Very expensive in the tolls because that was a lot of axles. And we went to pull up, and I panicked because I didn't even know if I had cash on me because I didn't realize I'd have to pay the tolls because there was no Easy Pass in the moving truck. And thank God I had cash on me to pay the tolls. I don't know what else I would have done because I was just so used to not.
I mean, you can still drive through the toll. It's not like they don't.
Oh, there was a dude there.
Your car won't blow up if you drive through the toll and don't pay it. They'll just bill you.
No, but we went in a line. No, there was a dude with a gate. It wasn't one of
Really?
the pull through ones.
Oh, well, yeah, okay. So they would have still let you go, but they would have taken a picture of your license plate and just billed you later on.
Probably. I mean, again, I don't think
It's
it
not
would have
like
been
they
the
would be
end of the
like, no,
world.
turn around on this freeway and go the opposite way. Like, I've done that before. I'm not proud of it, but I have not at the cash tolls, but I think there has been a moment where I've had that experience where I've driven through an Easy Pass and not had my Easy Pass up, or just not had one in the car, and
Yeah.
you just get billed later on. It's for a lot of money, so you don't want to do it all the time, but it has happened in the past. But I agree with you. I think that Easy Pass is a really good one that fits this category, because it really is something that evolved and developed in the latter part of our young lives, and it continues to make roads more efficient to drive on. Piggybacking off of that Easy Pass idea, I want to say touchscreens specifically in I'm thinking like deli counters, like deli counter touchscreens, and in like sandwich places. Have you ever been to a Wawa?
You mean like a kiosk?
Yes. Okay. Sure.
Like a touchscreen
like
kiosk.
Movie tickets.
Yeah,
kiosks,
airports and.
Yeah, anywhere you would find touchscreens. Just I think that they have made things a lot more efficient.
Oh, sure.
Because you can kind of plug in exactly what you want. You don't have to worry about talking to anybody.
Which is great.
It's very good. It's definitely optimized things. I really like how you can go into a Wawa, or at least the one near me has a touchscreen, and it makes things so cool, so convenient. Just being able to put in your order, exactly what you want, and the ticket prints out. Boom.
Yeah, well, and they're even talking about installing them in McDonald's and Subways and some of these restaurants, which I don't even know if I agree with, because it's pretty fast to order something at the counter at McDonald's, unless there's a long line. So I don't know how it makes it any faster necessarily.
So I can kind of speak on this, because
Okay.
when we were in Lisbon, the McDonald's in the part of Lisbon we were staying in had a touchscreen. It had actually multiple touchscreens inside, and I think it made things a lot more efficient. Things definitely moved quicker. The only issue there is you get the occasional misunderstanding with. There are things that are offered on the touchscreen that I don't think the McDonald's was selling, but like you could, like you would touch it, and it's not something that happened to me, but I think other people around me, again, they were all speaking Portuguese, but I think there was some kind of miscommunication between what they wanted and the fact that it wasn't available or wasn't there.
Yep.
But I think in general, though, that didn't seem to tie up. I mean, it was a busy McDonald's. It was like right in the heart of Lisbon.
Yeah,
so.
I think in that case it kind of makes sense, because, and it's funny you mentioned that there were errors, because I would have thought the biggest advantage is accuracy, because there's no, you're putting in your own order versus someone else putting in your order. You're removing that potential for confusion. But I guess you're right. If the touchscreens don't accurately reflect what's going on in the restaurant, that's definitely a problem.
That's the issue, and I think it's up to the manager to just kind of keep that updated, and you know, as things become unavailable, take them off the touchscreen or indicate that they're not available.
Yep.
But other than that, I think 9 times out of 10, I think it's a hit. I think it's a
Sure.
effective piece of technology that is improving our daily lives. So.
Oh, I love it at the airport. That's the self check-in kiosks are awesome.
Yeah, the self-check. Imagine 20 years ago having to actually check in with someone at a desk.
Yeah.
For a flight.
Yep. That was great.
And now it's just that much easier just to touch a screen. Boom. you're in.
Yep.
Or just do it on your phone. You don't even have to do it on a screen. Well, I think
See,
you have to do it on a screen once you get to the terminal, right? But
well, no, I mean, now they've pretty much made it so you can use your phone throughout the
it's kind of
whole.
all on your phone, yeah.
Unless you're checking a bag, and then it becomes an issue. But if you're just carrying
Right.
on, you can pretty much do the whole process by phone. I don't like to do it by phone. I always print boarding passes.
Do you?
Yeah, I'm always. It's always that like better safe than sorry.
Oh
I
yeah.
find the phone almost more like difficult than just a piece of paper.
No, I think you're right.
Because they got to
I
pull
mean,
up the app and like it never reads
yeah.
it right the first time. Then you have to like hand the
There's
person your
always
phone.
the chance that the phone might just die all of a sudden,
Yeah.
for no explicable reason. Could just, that's possible.
It's
So,
not when the day comes where I can just take my watch and just like tap it and it works, then I'm on board. But scanning a code on the phone, I don't know. I'll stick with my paper boarding passes for now.
when the day comes when they just implant computer chips in our wrists,
Well,
and
they
all we
want
have
to
do is
do
just
they
scan
want to
'em.
do facial recognition, so
Mhm.
they're moving in that direction. That is for sure. I still am a member of Global Entry, which is TSA pre, but with the customs add-on, and so they fingerprinted me, and they used my fingerprints whenever I would come in and out of the country, to authenticate me in and out. So that was how they would do it.
Hmm. You're part of the grid. You're on the grid, Sean.
I am. I had to go. I had to go for an interview, and they
Whoa.
asked me if I was a good dude, and I said yes, and they said great, and then they approved me.
Nice.
So, and it saved a lot of time at the Houston airport, a big customs airport. Took forever. Bypassed the line. Now, Matt, what about any other conveniences from you you'd like to share?
Well, I have another one, but I was it's kind of, if we're going tit for tat, it's your turn to
Okay, you're right. It is.
throw it out there.
I would say that a modern convenience I use because I'm just trying to think of ones I use every day. Like my life would be considerably worse if it weren't convenient. And K cups are pretty damn convenient. I think that's talk about conveniences in the kitchen, but the ability to have within 30 seconds a consistent single hot cup of coffee or tea. I think is an incredible idea, and just the coffee pods in general, I think, are a great modern convenience.
Yeah.
I mean, terrible for the environment, and they don't make great coffee.
That's
and they're
those
kind
are
of
my two
expensive
complaints.
per
Okay,
cup.
you're just doing my job for me here.
Yeah, well, it's up for debate, Matt. I gotta, I gotta point out my own flaws, but yeah, I mean, they're not great. They're not great.
Those are the big three right there. They make a really weak cup of coffee.
Oh, spectacularly weak.
Like, I might as well be drinking hot water weak. Even on the strong setting, I find to be way too weak to be considered coffee.
The issue with those is that they don't actually brew the water hot enough. A coworker of mine, Andy Cleveland, who listens to the show. Thank you, Andy.
Shout out.
He was very excited. I told him that we were talking about this tonight. He was very excited.
Nice.
And he informed me, I didn't know this, that Keurigs brew coffee at like 150, whereas it's supposed to be brewed at like 200 degrees.
I believe it.
And that's part of the reason
it's
crappy.
They're afraid that, but I think they're afraid that they're going to get sued, like the McDonald's lady, the very famous lawsuit where the lady burned herself on the she got third-degree burns on the coffee, but she was suing for medical damages, medical.
No, she actually did get legitimately burned. That lady.
She did. No, she did. But as a result, that's when McDonald's had to label their coffee cups with the this liquid is very hot. So I think Keurig is trying to avoid a similar lawsuit. That's my hypothesis, at least. I don't know.
I mean, I would bounce back that I think part of it too is that it just brews the coffee faster if you don't have to make it hotter. That's part of it too. What's interesting,
also, I think, part of it.
Andy informed me that that's an issue with the Keurig brand brewers, which I think is the most common one people have in their homes. But you can buy third-party brewers that actually do brew it at proper temperature. So if you search them out, you can get Keurig brewers that do it at the 200 whatever degrees that you need for a better cup of coffee.
Well, do you think that would still make a difference in something like caffeine per volume, or
I have
like,
no idea. I have no idea.
nah.
I'm sure it does something to the flavor, but again, I just think Keurig, no matter what wizardry you pull, you're not going to get a spectacular cup of coffee, but you're trading off for the convenience.
Yeah,
You know, it's the same reason people get coffee at McDonald's. It's not because they love their great coffee. It's because there's a McDonald's on every corner.
I kind of like McDonald's
Oh, they
coffee.
do a fine cup.
You know, I think that their coffee is pretty good. Um, so
What's the man? You know, I gotta ask because up here, when I get a cup of coffee, I go to the Dunkin' Donuts, a Massachusetts classic, started right here in Quincy, Mass. And I have to ask you, Matt, what's the hot coffee spot down in Virginia? Where are the
hmm.
people getting their cup of Joe?
um, you know, it's very, especially, I think it's, it really depends on where you are in this state. And I think where I'm at, especially where I work down by Fredericksburg,
Yep.
Virginia, it's a lot of local places,
Okay, well
a
that's
lot of
good.
local baristas and local cafes, very, very local. I think in the town of Fredericksburg alone, there's got to be at least 5 or 6 local, very good and skilled local coffee places that I love to go to.
But that's a hip. That's
Um,
a bit of a hip town, isn't it?
it is. Fredericksburg's very hip, very, very hip town, hip and up and coming
Mm-hmm.
with the youngsters. So, um, I think, in other places, people go to Chick-fil-A for coffee.
Okay.
And that's an odd, it sounds odd, but they do a great job, like they do with pretty much every one of their food products. I still say to this day, I haven't had a bad thing at Chick-fil-A. I've enjoyed everything. Um,
I've never
and
had breakfast there.
their breakfasts are awesome.
Are they? I gotta try
Yeah.
that.
And you know what? If you look at the calorie count, uh, per food item,
Mm-hmm.
Chick-fil-A is actually somehow, and by some kind of devil magic, way lower, significantly lower than your Burger Kings, your McDonald's,
Oh well,
your Wendy's. Like,
I mean, it's just chicken.
but even the chicken products at the McDonald's and the typical fast food places, just like far lower. Like lower than a fried chicken sandwich should naturally be. Like
Interesting.
naturally, you would expect it to be almost double what it actually is.
Mm-hmm.
It surprises me. Um, but the besides the Chick-fil-A, I think Wawa is the go-to. Wawa
Okay.
and Sheetz are the two go-to like quick coffee convenience places. Fill up a cup and go kind of stops. But yeah, no, a lot of coffee is local. Um, and of course, Starbucks is here, but it's definitely not like on every corner.
Yep.
And Dunkin' Donuts that's actually very few and far between down here. So, matter of fact, the closest Dunkin' to my apartment is in a real inconvenient location. It's like kind of off the beaten path, and you really got to drive to. It's not like one of those like you can just kind of
Oh yeah.
stop there and go. And it's not even a full Dunkin' Donuts. It's a combined Dunkin' Donuts Baskin Robbins. So,
Yeah.
but yeah,
I can't go 5 feet without walking into a Dunkin' Donuts. So the beauty of living here. All right, Matt, you got something that's convenient for you?
yeah. My convenience was wireless earphones.
Oh
Wireless
boy,
earbuds.
yes! Don't get me started. Oh my lord, yes, Matt. You're a fan? I assume.
Hey, I'm a big fan of wireless earbuds. I think they're amazing. Bluetooth technology, or just straight up whatever the wireless earbud of choice that you use it's brilliant. I think it makes everything from going for a walk to working out to just doing work around the house so much easier without worrying about those damn wires getting in the way. So yeah, I think that they're really really good, and it's one of those things that it's really kind of silly and very like first worldy to say, but like you really can't imagine life without them now. Like,
Yeah. Well, what do you listen on? What's your wireless headphone of choice?
um, I usually do the one I can't remember actually now is um I know these aren't the wireless, these are wired, but
I was about to say that looks like a lot of wires.
this has definitely a lot of wires. You just do, ignore the wires. I think they came from the same company as these.
No, just
I think it
curious.
might just be Apple. I think it might just be an Apple pair.
Are the AirPods in the little
Yeah,
case?
yeah. I never stopped to
These?
look at. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, these are, Matt, every year on Don't Panic, we do a year end wrap up episode around Christmas, and we do our pick of the year, where we pick the one best thing that happened to us all year. AirPods were my pick of the year last year because no joke, no exaggeration, these literally changed how I operate my life. Because I was never a big music guy. I was a somewhat podcast guy. These are in my ears constantly. Now, I live alone, admittedly, and so there's not much going on where I live. So when I'm cooking, when I'm doing laundry, when I'm going to sleep, when I'm just working on the computer, when I am in the morning when I'm getting ready, literally every moment, nearly every moment of my life, maybe when I'm watching TV or something they're not in, they're always in my ear and something is playing. And I could never do that with the wired because they would just always get in the way and be such a hassle, and it was never worth it. And as soon as they work so well, and you just pop them in your ear, and I literally consume so much more content. They are absolutely amazing. I love these things. They are a modern convenience. I don't think if they went away tomorrow, I would be very upset. I don't think I could live without.
Sure. Yeah. No, I agree with you. I think that it actually has turned mundane things like doing the dishes into something cool. Like
And
pop them in, do the dishes, pop them in, do the laundry. Like, listen to an audiobook. I like audiobooks, podcasts, music on occasion too, but uh, just just really takes you into a place like it takes you in a place of excitement and enjoyability, like taking out the mundanity
yeah, no, it's
of mundane things.
and
So,
I don't think you realize how much wired headphones truly are inconvenient until
yeah,
you start using these, and then you're like, oh shit, like when you're cooking, it's not in the way, and it's when you're like, I used to mow the lawn and I'd always be knocking them out of my ears because I'm doing shit with my arms and stuff, and it's as soon as you pop them in, it's like sleeping at night, like laying in bed at night with them in your ears. It's like with the wire, it was so bad, and now
yeah,
all of a sudden it like opens up so many more possibilities.
right. With what you're so tethered with that wire, you're so limited to.
Yep.
It almost makes you wonder why they even bothered. Why they should have just gone straight to the wireless headphones. Like,
Well, it took a
why even put out the wire?
long time to develop the technology. I mean, it's amazing. I have an iPhone 8. I use wireless charging. I've got Bluetooth in the car, and I've got my ear. I literally never plug anything into this phone ever.
Mm,
It's so neat, and I'm like, okay, this finally the future is here. Like
yeah,
that's the goal, and it works great.
true. Yeah. So yeah, I thought that was
That was
that
a
was
great
really a
pick.
good one for modern conveniences that have changed. Yeah, definitely have changed the way that we live for the better.
Now, Matt, we are just about out of time. We've filled up the hour here, but I thought it might be interesting if we leave on a question. This was actually a suggestion, a fan of the show, Andy Cleveland, and he said, Matt, what do you think in daily life today could be made more convenient? What is something that's inconvenient today that in the future we might make more convenient, kind of twisted on its head a little bit? I'll jump in first just by saying sort of a not great example of that is, did I tell you I bought a robot vacuum cleaner?
Is that a Roomba?
Well, it was a cheaper version of a Roomba. And
Okay.
I bought it and I returned it because I hated it and it was terrible. And it was not more convenient. In fact, it was less convenient because it was knocking over my furniture and it would miss spots and it just never.
Believe me, nobody that I know of has ever said that the Roomba has changed their life for the better. Everybody says it's horrible and exactly what you described.
Yep.
Just it wreaks havoc. It doesn't clean anything. It's just somebody described it to me as like having a newborn puppy.
Yep.
It's kind of running into things, but like a lot less cute.
Well, I'd always be afraid when I'd get home from work because I'd get home and like look like, oh, it's not in its dock. It's trapped somewhere in my house. And I'm like looking around. Oh, it's under this thing or it's trapped over there. Like my dining chairs would be knocked over. I'm like, it's not even that big. How did it even, I can't even knock over these chairs. The damn thing didn't work and it was less convenient. So I think that's a bad, vacuuming is fine. You don't have to make it easier. It's already pretty easy.
It is. It's pretty mindless. If I could pick something that, my daily life that would make things easier, copy machines. I think we can
use them a lot.
I use them all the time. I use them constantly. Yeah. I'm just thinking that there's definitely got to be an easier way, a better way to like optimize copy machines to get them to be like, maybe it's just the one that I have at work is really, really shitty because I work in a public school that probably doesn't have a top of the line copy machine.
Yep.
It gets the job done, but it breaks down a lot.
Yep.
But if there was a way to optimize copy machines that, just kind of print things out like rapid fire, like in milliseconds, that would be really cool. I think that would really be a game changer for a lot of different reasons.
That's a great idea.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I would say, I think for me, and this is going to sound kind of odd, but I have an issue that in 2018, there are things I cannot wash with the other things I wash. Laundry is a good example. I have to like custom sort because some things can go in the dryer, some things can't go in the dryer. You got to wash different colors with different things. I don't wash my work shirts with my other clothes because they go on a different cycle, and then I dry my work shirts with the steam cycle, but the rest of my clothes on a regular cycle, but some are air dried, and then they're only wrinkle released in the dryer because they're all different fabrics. I need the technology that I can just throw all my goddamn laundry into a single machine and it comes out clean at the end. And I don't have to worry about finesse. Oh, but if you put this in, it'll shrink. And oh, if you put this, the colors will dampen. And oh, if you put this, it'll come out wrinkled. No, just like it's not. Just either make clothes out of the same shit or make a machine that can wash all of it. Like, you're just making my life more complicated by all of these extra steps. And I feel it's the same with doing dishes as well. Because now I've got all this shit where it's like, oh, it's non-stick. You can't put in the dishwasher. Oh, it's got a certain finish. It can't go in the dishwasher. Oh, this is hand wash only. Oh, this is top rack only, lower rack only. Oh, don't have these things touching because you'll break this. You can't scrape that. And you can't use, it's like, why? When did everything become so complicated? Like just like literally, you're telling me you can't make a non-stick pan that's dishwasher safe? Like it's 2018. We have science. Like that is a convenience in my life I need. I don't need like a robot to do my laundry. I just need a laundry machine that isn't going to shrink my clothes.
Smart laundry machine.
Yeah, it's not because we've talked about this in Don't Panic. Dan Miller's like, oh, I want robots to do everything. It doesn't matter about the pans because I'll have a robot that does all the washing and I don't give a shit. And I'm like, no, that's too complicated. I don't need that. I just need. Yeah. I just want to be able to put everything. I already have a machine that washes my dishes. It's called a dishwasher. Why can't I put my shit in it?
Also, hasn't Dan Miller seen movies? I mean, what if this robot turns on you?
I've warned him.
You have the robot doing your laundry. Next thing you know, it's going to like kill you in your sleep. Try to take over your house. Yeah, no, you don't want that. No. That's bad.
Well,
you don't want robot. But there's no reason we, as human beings, can't just do our own laundry. But I agree with you. I think that making it more convenient. Yeah. Making it just easier to use. It's nonsense that we live in a world where we have to still separate the lights from the dark. Like Just throw it all in. There should be a machine that is smart enough to handle it.
There should be a machine. Here's your $1 million idea. We can end the show on here. $1 million idea. Like a Keurig for laundry. What you should be able to do is at the end of each day, so don't let your laundry pile up. At the end of each day, you put your shirt and your pants and your socks and whatever in a machine. So you're not washing a big load, you're washing each item individually. And that way you don't have to worry about mixing and matching. So you put the shirt in, and then your shirt comes out clean. And you put your pants in, and your pants come out. And because you're only washing one thing at a time, you're not mixing and matching and screwing stuff up. Like a one item at a time washing machine. And it'd be much smaller and probably more efficient because you're not using as much water and soap because you're not sharing it between all the different items.
Hey, I think you might have something there. Would you have a same machine that could dry all these at like one at a time?
I mean, I'd like it to be the same machine, but if not, then yes, another machine where it just where it just does it and you just pop it in, and then that way you never have to do laundry because you're doing it every single day. It's like taking off your shoes, hang up your coat, put your clothes in the machine.
Now you're talking about some Jetsons shit.
It is. And some startup's going to charge rich people $10,000 to buy one, but I want credit when they do because I think that's a good idea.
Yeah. Huh. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
not a bad $1 million idea.
Yeah, I think I'll get my
come up with a lot of them here. So.
Yeah, I'll add it to our long list of ideas that we've yet to get rich on. Matt, we're out of time.
Oh,
one inconvenience we can't solve tonight, Matt. The running of time.
That's true. Very true.
And so the time is up. And so we're gonna wrap up here. But thanks, everybody, for joining us. Hope you had as much fun as we did on the episode tonight. I remind you, our website is upfordebate.tv. You can go there, click the archives button. You'll see all our past episodes. You can listen to the movie draft or any of the other episodes we've done. We've done over 100, so plenty of time to get caught up. And you can also subscribe to the show anywhere you get podcasts, Overcast, iTunes, really any major podcast player. We're there. And, of course, you can follow us at UpForDebateTV on Twitter and email us, upfordebatetv@gmail.com. I'll also briefly remind you of the other shows that Matt and I do. We're still playing Dungeons & Dragons over at GameNights.tv. We'll have a new episode out this weekend. In it, Matt and I get crabs, so you're not going to want to miss that at GameNights.tv. And, of course, Don't Panic, the technology podcast I do weekly with Colby and Dan, still doing it weekly at don'tpanic.io. That is a good time. Matt, this would have been a great topic for this show. This past week, we started off by discussing which of these is the most boring pastime, golf, fishing, or bird watching?
Boring for spectator or boring for the
participant?
Participant.
Yeah.
We're saying participant?
Yeah.
Bird watching.
Agreed. And we kind of eventually came to that.
Because you don't do anything.
Yeah,
you're sitting and watching
passive.
Things happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the most passive, for sure.
Yeah, we agreed. But I think we did disagree on which of those we ourselves would like to do. If given the choice.
I would definitely pick fishing.
Yeah,
I love fishing.
That's what I said. I don't even like fishing, but bird watching sounds boring, and golf, I'm bad at golf, so I feel like, okay, maybe fishing.
Yeah, and I enjoy fishing the most of the three. Yeah, and I suck at golf. And golf is also really expensive and just not fun.
No.
But I can get behind people that play golf. It's the people that watch golf that I'll never understand. And I know a lot of them. Like, I know a lot of, like, people in my dad's generation love watching golf. I'll never understand it. And the thing is, everybody I know, like, from that era that's watched golf has always fallen asleep while watching golf.
Yep.
You just kind of put it on, and then they nod off. It's like, I guess it's like a sleep aid almost, but nobody's avidly like sitting there like, oh, like what's he going to do now? How's he going to handle this putt? Like,
it's a terrible TV sport. Horrible.
Yeah.
But anyway, you can check that out at don'tpanic.io. Matt, we will be back next week. For the folks at home, we'll be back to talk more fun topics here on Up for Debate, but we're going to wrap this up. On behalf of Matt, I'm Sean. Thanks everybody out there for joining us. We'll see you next time for more great debate here on Up for Debate.